Colton Dennis's Fakémon. The adventure continues by Colton Dennis. Chapter 1. Hound dogs young and old. Footsteps are walking. Riven Dennis appears looking at the map. We're almost there. Kitty Cat, said Riven. And Quat. Kitty, and Quat, said Kitty Cat. Come on, this way. Both Kitty Cat and Riven continue walking into the distance. The bushes start shaking. Both Kitty Cat and Riven walk out of the bushes. Huh? Weren't we just here? Riven looks around. Where am I? Riven growls, sits onto the ground, then sighs. Let's face it. We're lost. And Madison told me to come this way, said Riven, putting his head down. Kitty Cat looks at Riven, rubs against his hand, then purrs. And Quat. Kitty, and Quat, said Kitty Cat. Riven looks up at Kitty Cat, then smiles. I don't know what I'd do without you. You'd probably have found your way through this if you were wild, said Riven. The bushes in the distance start shaking. Both Kitty Cat and Riven look up at the bushes. Old Hound appears. And Quat, Hound, and Quat, said Old Hound. Hey, that's an old hound. I'm gonna try to catch it. Kitty Cat, use Fire Spin. Kitty Cat uses Fire Spin. Old Hound looks up, then widens its eyes. Fire Spin hits Old Hound. Old Hound rolls onto the ground. Great. Now my turn, said Riven, throwing a Fakémon ball. The Fakémon ball flies towards Old Hound, then gets caught. A young hound appears. Then growls. Riven gasps. Chapter 2. A new friend. Both Riven and young hound are staring at each other. Kitty Cat, use Scratch on young hound, said Riven. Kitty Cat jumps at young hound holding the Fakémon ball. Another young hound tackles Kitty Cat. Kitty Cat rolls onto the ground. More young hounds appear. Then growl. Kitty Cat, I think running would be a good idea. Both Kitty Cat and Riven start running. The herd of young hounds are chasing both Kitty Cat and Riven. Hurry, into the trees. Kitty Cat. Riven climbs up the tree. Kitty Cat tries climbing up the tree, loses its grip, then falls onto the ground. And Quat, Kitty Cat, and Quat, yelled Riven. The young hounds are approaching. Kitty Cat looks up at the herd of young hounds. A whistle is being blown. The herd of young hounds stop. Footsteps are approaching. Marcus Lucas appears holding a whistle. Sit down, now, said Marcus, blowing the whistle. The herd of young hounds sit onto the ground. What the? Said Riven. You could come down from that tree now. They're not interested in you anymore, said Marcus. Riven climbs down the tree, loses his grip, falls off of it, then lands onto the ground. Ow, said Riven. Are you all right, my friend? Asked Marcus. Fine, thanks to you. How'd you make them stop? Asked Riven. This whistle, it's a dog whistle for all young and old hounds. My name is Marcus Lucas, by the way, said Marcus. Riven Dennis, and thanks for saving me, said Riven. No problem. Just next time, when you see a Fakémon, make sure they don't have a collar on them. That's why they attacked you when you injured Old Hound, said Marcus. Oh, well, tell Old Hound and them, and Quat. Sorry, and Quat, said Riven. All is forgiven. They're really peaceful dogs. If trained right, said Marcus. Yeah, I see. Oh, maybe you could point me in the right direction. I'm looking for a town with the fire gym leader, Shannon Dennis, said Riven. Oh, you're in luck. That's the town I'm from. Please, follow me. And watch your step, said Marcus, walking away, then blowing the whistle. Both Old Hound and the herd of young hounds follow behind Marcus. Follow along, kitty cat, said Riven, smiling. Chapter 3. Shannon Dennis. Footsteps are walking. Both Marcus and Riven stop on top of a hill. There it is, Alverton. My hometown, said Marcus. Man, it looks so, said Riven, stopping. Beautiful, asked Marcus. I was gonna say hot. Look at all the fire, said Riven. Don't worry, the fire ain't real. It's just a hologram to make it look real. Come on, I'll show you around, said Marcus, walking ahead. Kitty cat, you'll fit in well here, said Riven. And quat. Kitty, and quat, said kitty cat. Footsteps continue walking. There's a coffee shop, the supermarket, the office building, the hospital, and that store right there. That's where you could grab more Fakémon balls to catch and quat, wild and quat, not and quat, already caught and quat, Fakémon, said Marcus. Nice, but you know what I'm looking for. Where's the fire gym at? Asked Riven. You want to fight quickly? I see how you work. All right, you head down this road, then keep going until you see a red building. That's the gym. It might not look like one, but trust me when I tell you, it is. Good luck, Riven. All right. Old hound and young hounds, follow me, said Marcus, blowing the whistle, then walking away. Both Old Hound and the herd of Young Hound are following Marcus. Thanks, said Riven, walking down the road. A red building appears. Riven is staring at the red building. Well, here it is. This is where Marcus said it was. Let's find Shannon. What do you say? Asked Riven. And quat. Kitty, and quat, said kitty cat. That's what I thought, said Riven, walking through the front door of the gym. Hello, may I help you? Asked receptionist number 1, appearing behind a counter. Yeah, I'm looking for Shannon Dennis. Is she here? Asked Riven. Yeah, stay here while I get her. Please sit down and have a cupcake, said receptionist number 1, walking away. Thanks. Riven grabs a cupcake, then sits into a chair. Man, what a great town, and such nice people offering cupcakes. Riven bites into the cupcake. This is great. Riven starts gasping. Hot, 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 so hot, said Riven, running towards the water gallon, then drinks some water. Footsteps are approaching. Here he is, Miss Dennis, said receptionist number 1, holding up her right arm. Thanks, said Shannon Dennis, appearing. Riven turns around, then sees Shannon. Anon, said Riven. You offered him cupcakes, didn't you? Asked Shannon. Receptionist number 1 nods her head, then smiles. Follow me, Riven, before your entire body burns, said Shannon. Riven follows Shannon. Yeah, said Riven, waving to receptionist number 1. Footsteps continue walking. So, you want to face me in a battle to get the fire badge, huh? Asked Shannon. Ear is hat, EIRD. Asked Riven. No, everyone wants the fire badge. To have all 4 element badges. And you have 2. Now, you want a 3rd. Now, since I'm your sister, I won't hold back on you, said Shannon. Reet, I won't. And you too, said Riven. Good, because all my Fakémon are, of course, fire. And I don't expect anyone to beat them. Not even my younger brother, said Shannon. Said Riven, speaking gibberish. Shannon looks at Riven. What? Riven speaks gibberish. Let's wait until you get your speech back, said Shannon. Riven nods his head, then holds up his thumb. Chapter 4. Brother vs. Sister, Part 1. Both Riven and Shannon are standing on the battlefield. Are you ready? Asked Shannon. I've been ready for a while. Hey, I got my speech back, said Riven, smiling. All right, choose your Fakémon, said Shannon. I pick Kitty Cat, said Riven. Kitty Cat runs onto the battlefield. And Quat. Kitty and Quat, said Kitty Cat. Nice choice. A fire type. Well, like you, I'm choosing a fire type as well. I pick Infinake, said Shannon, throwing her Fakémon ball. An orange light appears, then forms into Infinake. And Quat. Infinake and Quat, said Infinake. Oh dear. Lord, said Riven. Now, since you're the challenger, you get to make the first move, said Shannon. All right, Kitty Cat, use Scratch, said Riven. Kitty Cat jumps at Infinake, then scratches it. Infinake, use Firebite, said Shannon. Infinake goes to bite Kitty Cat. Kitty Cat, move quickly, said Riven. Kitty Cat jumps over Infinake, then lands onto the ground. And Quat. Kitty and Quat, said Kitty Cat. Great. Now use Fire Spin, Kitty Cat, said Riven. Kitty Cat uses Fire Spin. Infinake. Move, said Shannon. Infinake moves. Fire hits the ceiling. Oops, said Riven. Shannon looks at Riven, then sees him looking up at the ceiling. Infinake, use Firebite now, said Shannon. Huh? Riven turns his head. Kitty Cat looks up at Infinake. Infinake bites Kitty Cat. Kitty Cat meows loudly. And Quat. Kitty and Quat, yelled Riven. Kitty Cat goes motionless. Infinake drops Kitty Cat onto the ground. Riven runs towards Kitty Cat. Infinake, return, said Shannon. The orange light surrounds Infinake, then it disappears. Shannon approaches Riven. Kitty, hold on, said Riven. I'm sorry, Riven, but you just learned a valuable lesson, said Shannon. What's that? Asked Riven. Never take your eyes off the battle. Come on. Let's take her to the hospital, said Shannon. No, I got her, said Riven, picking up Kitty Cat, then walking away. Shannon watches Riven walking away. The hospital appears. Riven is sitting in the waiting room. Marcus and teenager number 2 appear. Marcus sees Riven. Hey, I'll catch up with you later. I need to deal with something. Marcus walks through the front door. Hey man, how'd you do at the fire gym? Did you kick the gym leader's butt? Asked Marcus. Not exactly. I took my eye off the battle. Then she had her one Fakémon finish off. Kitty Cat, said Riven. I hope your Kitty Cat's alright, said Marcus. Me too. And next time, I'll be aware. When she's not looking, I'll do what she did, said Riven. You could do that, but where will that lead? The coward's road. Just fight how you know, from your heart and your brain. That's how most trainers end up winning, said Marcus. Riven nods his head. Yeah, that's true. And next time, Kitty Cat will be ready, said Riven. You should use a different Fakémon. Usually fire types don't really injure each other. Too bad you don't have a water Fakémon. They could put that fire out. Well, good luck, Riven, said Marcus, tapping Riven's back, then walks away. Riven looks up, smiles, then pulls out his Fakémon ball. I know how to put out the flame. Riven stands up. I'll be back. I need to be somewhere, said Riven, running out the front door of the hospital. The red building appears. The front doors of the gym open. Oh, you're back. Want another cupcake? Asked receptionist number 1. Maybe after I put out the fire, said Riven, walking through the doors. Shannon appears on the battlefield, then looks up. Riven, you're back. How's Kitty Cat? Asked Shannon. She's still in the hospital. I just came back to challenge you to another battle, said Riven. Alright. I pick Infinake, said Shannon, throwing her Fakémon ball. The orange light forms into Infinake. And quat, Infinake, and quat, said Infinake. I choose Garnivorous, said Riven, throwing his Fakémon ball. A blue light appears, then forms into Garnivorous. Garnivorous lands into the water. And quat, Garnivorous, and quat, said Garnivorous. Chapter 5 Garnivorous vs Infinake. Garnivorous, use bite, said Riven. Garnivorous goes to bite Infinake. Infinake, move, said Shannon. Infinake moves. Garnivorous goes back into the water. Infinake, use flamethrower, said Shannon. Infinake blows fire out of his mouth. Fire hits Garnivorous. Garnivorous goes underneath the water. Garnivorous. Garnivorous shakes his head, then rises towards the surface. Garnivorous, use bite, said Riven. Garnivorous bites Infinake. Infinake hisses. Infinake, use fire bite, said Shannon. Infinake goes to bite Garnivorous. Garnivorous, swim underneath the water. Garnivorous swims underneath the water. Infinake's head goes into the water, then hisses. Now Garnivorous, use bite, said Riven. Garnivorous swims towards the surface, jumps out of the water, then goes to bite Infinake. Infinake, move, then use fire bite. Infinake moves, then bites Garnivorous. Garnivorous groans. And quat. No. And quat. And quat. Garnivorous. And quat, yelled Riven. Infinake drops Garnivorous into the water. Garnivorous appears floating in the water. Riven raises his Fakémon ball. The blue light surrounds Garnivorous. Garnivorous disappears. Return Infinake, said Shannon. The orange light surrounds Infinake. Infinake disappears. Riven, I have to say, you did well, said Shannon. Yeah, but I didn't beat you. I thought I had you, said Riven. You did, at first, because I didn't even know you had a water Fakémon. Keep that up, because you'll definitely have the upper hand on other trainers. Get Garnivorous to the hospital and check up on Kitty Cat, said Shannon. Will do, said Riven, running away. Riven is walking down the road. Hey Riven, how'd it go? Did you beat her this time? Or was it another beating to you? Asked Marcus. To me again. I might not have one, but I definitely got my sister's attention, said Riven. Well, that's great. Hey, maybe after your Fakémon is better, you'll be able to beat her, said Marcus. Hopefully. Well, I need to get back to the hospital. Check up on Kitty Cat, said Riven. Well, if you're not busy later, come by for dinner. I make a great stew, said Marcus. I'll take you up on that, Marcus, said Riven. Marcus walks away. The sun is slowly setting. Knocking on the front door. The front door opens. Yes, may I help you? Asked Mrs. Lucas. Hi, I'm Riven Dennis. Marcus asked me to stop by, said Riven. Come in, Marcus, someone's here to see you, said Mrs. Lucas. Footsteps are approaching. Marcus appears. Oh, Riven, great for you to stop by. Mom, this is Riven, the boy I told you about the incident with. The hounds, said Marcus. Oh, that's you. Oh boy, you're lucky those hounds didn't do more than just chase you, said Mrs. Lucas. I know. But thanks to your son, said Riven. Oh yeah, well sit down. The stew is almost done, said Mrs. Lucas. Riven sits into a chair. Mom, Riven is a trainer, said Marcus. Oh, Aren't you the lucky one? My husband was a trainer as well. And my boy wanted to be one, too, said Mrs. Lucas. Well, he could still be one, said Riven. Actually, after my dad passed away, me and my mom had to stay here. Look after the young and old hounds, since we have the only Fakémon daycare, said Marcus. Daycare? You watch over Fakémon? Asked Riven. Indeed, we do. People drop their Fakémon off here, so they get taken care of, or sometimes they're abandoned. Only horrible people abandon their Fakémon, said Mrs. Lucas. Well, maybe one day you could become a trainer, said Riven. I can't put all the responsibility on my mom, said Marcus. Well, look at me. I gave up when I lost to my sister, but you supported me, and that's what I'm gonna do for you, said Riven. The sun rises. Both Riven and Shannon are standing on the battlefield. Are you sure you want to fight me again? Asked Shannon. Yeah, I do, said Riven. All right, I pick Infinake, said Shannon, throwing her Fakémon ball. The orange light forms into Infinake. And quat, Infinake, and quat, said Infinake. I pick Garnivorous, said Riven, throwing his Fakémon ball. The blue light forms into Garnivorous. And quat, Garnivorous, and quat, said Garnivorous. Garnivorous, use bite, said Riven. Garnivorous goes to bite Infinake. Infinake, move, said Shannon. Infinake moves. Garnivorous goes back into the water. Infinake, use flamethrower, said Shannon. Infinake blows fire from its mouth. Fire hits Garnivorous. Garnivorous goes underneath the water, shakes his head, then resurfaces. Garnivorous, use bite, said Riven. Garnivorous bites Infinake. Infinake hisses. Infinake use fire bite. Infinake goes to bite Garnivorous. Garnivorous, go underneath the water. Garnivorous swims underneath the water. Infinake's head goes into water, then it hisses. Garnivorous, use tail slap, said Riven. Garnivorous jumps out of the water, then continuously swings its tail. Infinake continuously gets hit, goes into the wall, then collapses onto the floor. Infinake, return, said Shannon. The orange light surrounds Infinake. Infinake disappears. Nice work, Garnivorous, said Riven. And quat, Garnivorous, and quat, said Riven. Well, congratulations, you beat me fair and square. So, this belongs to you, said Shannon, handing the fire badge. Yeah, woohoo, said Riven. Congratulations, man, you deserve it, said Marcus. Thanks. And you deserve something too. Yeah, what? Asked Marcus. I talked to your mother, and I am willing to help her with everything she needs, said Shannon. What are you talking about? Asked Marcus. Your dream of becoming a trainer is coming true. You're coming on the road with me, because I'm gonna need a lot of help, said Riven. Marcus starts cheering, then hugging both Riven and Shannon. This is huge. Thank you, said Marcus. No, thank you, said Riven. All three are smiling. Chapter 6: How to Pick Up a Sheik. Footsteps are walking. I can't believe I'm really gonna be a trainer, said Marcus. Well, you deserve it. After all you've done for your mother, and all of those Fakémon you took care of, said Riven. Yeah, thanks again by the way, said Marcus. How many times are you gonna thank me? Asked Riven. Until I get tired of saying it, said Marcus. Riven smiles. A chirping sound comes from the distance. Both Marcus and Riven stop. Do you hear that? Asked Riven. Yeah, it sounds like a little animal is hurt, said Marcus. It does, come on. I think it's coming. From this direction, said Riven. Both Marcus and Riven are walking. The chirping sound gets louder. The bushes are being moved. Both Marcus and Riven see Sheik. What's that? Asked Riven. It's a male Sheik. It must be hurt. Don't worry. We got you, little guy, said Marcus, untying the rope from around Sheik's leg. I wonder who tied this Sheik, then left it here, asked Riven. Must be a bad person that doesn't care for Fakémon. Don't worry. You're safe now, little guy, said Marcus. Sheik looks up at Marcus, then chirps. Marcus smiles. He's kinda cute, said Riven. He is. Let's find his family. They must be worried about them, said Marcus. Then let's find them, said Riven, patting Marcus's back. You hear that? You'll be home in no time, little guy, said Marcus. And quat, Sheik, and quat, said Sheik. Both Marcus and Riven start walking away. Chapter 7. The Squad of Thieves. Footsteps are walking. So, where do you think its family is? Asked Riven. I don't know. Maybe there's a farm close by, said Marcus, screaming in the distance. Someone's in trouble, come on, said Riven. Both Marcus and Riven start running, then stop. A farm appears. Fakémons appear running around. People are laughing. Caleb, Carol, and Virginia Berry appear. Now, give us your Fakémon, or we will continue destroying your farm, said Virginia. Never, said Farmer Number 1. If you insist, Rodent, use quick attack now, said Caleb. Rodent quickly runs at Farmer Number 1. Farmer Number 1 groans, then falls onto the ground. Swine, use squealing, said Virginia. Swine starts squealing. Fakémon are falling onto the ground. Both Marcus and Riven cover their ears. Thank God they were not that close, said Riven. We need to help them. I pick Mumba. Go. Marcus throws his Fakémon ball. A black light forms into Mumba. And quat, Mumba, and quat, said Mumba. Mumba, use constriction, said Marcus. Mumba wraps around Swine. Swine stops squealing. Kitty Cat, use scratch, said Riven. Kitty Cat scratches Rodent. Rodent falls onto both Caleb and Virginia. What they? How dare you stop us, said Caleb. Well, you chose the wrong farm. Mumba, use poison bite. Mumba bites. Swine. Swine groans. Mumba throws Swine onto all three of them. Now get out of here, said Riven. You haven't heard from the last of the squad of thieves, said Virginia. All four stand up, then run away. Chapter 8. Mason Dennis. Thank you, said Farmer Number 1. You're welcome. And I believe he's yours, said Marcus. Oh, Sheik. I thought I lost you. Thank you for bringing him back, said Farmer Number 1. You're welcome. Let's get to the next town, Marcus, said Riven. If you need a ride, I could give you one. It's the least I could do, said Farmer Number 1. I'd love a ride, said Riven. All right, said Marcus. Let me get Sheik back and grab my keys, said Farmer Number 1. The truck starts, then drives away. So, why were those people after your farm? Asked Riven. Because I have a farm of Fakémon. They do all the work that I can't do, and they just wanted them to do the work. So, they have been trying to steal them, said Farmer Number 1. Oh, I see, said Riven. Well, if they ever come back, just put your number into my cell phone. We'll be there to stop them, said Marcus. Well, that's very generous of you boys, said Farmer Number 1. How much further to the next town? Asked Riven. Just over this bridge ahead, Then where? There, said farmer number 1. The truck drives over a bridge. Thanks for the ride, said Marcus. Thank you for saving my farm and my sheep. Any time, sir, said Marcus. All right, just head that way. Then you'll see the town. It ain't hard to miss, said farmer number 1, laughing. The truck drives away. Both Marcus and Riven are walking, then stop. Whoa, said both Marcus and Riven. Well, he did say we wouldn't be able to miss it, said Riven. A town appears all in blue. And quote, welcome to Aquatown, the main source of water. And quote, said Marcus. I could see that. Everyone could see that, said Riven. Well, let's get down there. Find your next gym leader to face, said Marcus. Both Marcus and Riven are walking down the hill. People appear walking around. Man, these people don't need to worry about a drought, said Riven. That's for sure. I wonder where the gym is, asked Marcus. Excuse me? Sir, do you know where the gym is? Asked Riven. Down the road, take a right, then 2 lefts. You'll see it for sure, said number 3, reading a newspaper. Thanks. Come on, said Riven. Both Marcus and Riven are walking away. The newspaper gets lowered. Mason Dennis appears, then smiles. Footsteps are walking, then stop. Well, here it is, said Riven. It's an undersea gym, almost like an aquarium, said Marcus. Both Marcus and Riven are walking. A few Fakémon are swimming past. All water. Fakémon. Let's keep moving. My brother has to be around here somewhere, said Riven. You're right, said Mason, appearing behind Riven. Mason, said Riven, hugging Mason. Nice to see you too. And who's your friend? Asked Mason. Marcus Lucas, sir, said Marcus. Please, it's Mason. Any friend of Riven's is a friend of mine. Now, you came here to battle me. So, why don't we get started? Said Mason. Really? That quickly? Asked Riven. You seemed in a rush when you asked me where the gym was, said Mason, putting the newspaper underneath his left arm, then walking ahead. Did you know that was your brother? Asked Marcus. Not at the time, said Riven. Both Marcus and Riven follow behind Mason. Chapter 9, Brother vs. Brother, Part 1. Both Mason and Riven are standing on the battlefield. Are you ready to battle, brother? Asked Mason. I am, said Riven. Good, because so am I. Please, pick your Fakémon, said Mason. I pick Garnivorous, said Riven, throwing his Fakémon ball. The blue light forms into Garnivorous. And quat, Garnivorous, and quat, said Garnivorous. Nice, now I pick Kick, said Mason, throwing a Fakémon ball. A black light forms into Kick. And quat, Kick, and quat, said Kick. You've got to be kidding me. He's using the first evolve form against Garnivorous, said Marcus. All right, challengers go first, said Mason. Garnivorous, use Tail Slap, said Riven. Garnivorous goes to use Tail Slap onto Kick. Kick, move now. Kick moves. Kick, use it tackle on Garnivorous, said Mason. Kick swims towards Garnivorous. Garnivorous move, said Riven. Garnivorous moves. Kick goes into the side wall of the pool. Garnivorous, use Tail Slap, said Riven. Garnivorous continuously swings its tail. Kick continuously gets slapped with Garnivorous's tail. Then floats in the water. Kick, return. The black light surrounds Kick. Kick disappears. Rest. Now, said Mason. We won. We won, said Riven. Congratulations, said Mason, approaching Riven. The wall of the gym breaks. All 3 look up. Both Caleb and Virginia appear. There you are, you little nuisance, said Virginia. Not you guys again, said Riven. Oh yes. And this time, we want your Fakémon. Now, hand them over. Or prepare to battle, said Caleb. Then we'll battle, said Riven. Swine, use squealing, said Virginia. Swine squeals loudly. All three are covering their ears. Rodent use quick attack, said Caleb. Rodent runs at Mason. Mason goes into the wall of the gym. Mason, that's it. Kitty Cat use scratch. Kitty Cat uses scratch onto Rodent. Rodent goes into the opposite wall of the gym. Mamba use poison bite. Mamba bites Swine. Swine stops squealing. Mamba throws Swine into both Caleb and Virginia. Kitty Cat, use scratch again, said Riven. Kitty Cat scratches Rodent. Rodent falls next to all three of them. Let me finish this, said Mason, throwing his Fakémon ball. A brown light forms into Russ and Quat. Russ and Quat, said Russ. Russ use body slam. Russ swims underneath the water, then jumps out of the pool. All four see a shadow covering themselves. Then look up. Russ body slams all four of them. Kitty Cat, use fire spin, said Riven. Kitty Cat uses fire spin. All four get caught on fire, scream, then run away. That'll teach you, said Marcus. Nice work. Oh, and by the way, this belongs to you, said Mason, handing the water badge to Riven. Yeah, I got all 4 element badges, said Riven. Kitty Cat meows. Marcus looks at Kitty Cat. Guys, said Marcus. All three are staring at Kitty Cat. Kitty Cat, what's wrong? Kitty Cat continues meowing. Then glows orange. What's happening? Asked Riven. You're about to find out, said Mason. The orange light becomes bigger, then disappears. Feline appears, then roars. Kitty Cat, said Riven. No, your Kitty Cat just evolved into its next stage, feline, said Mason. Well, welcome aboard, Feline. We're gonna have great adventures together, said Riven. Feline roars. The end.